friends, your favorite besties are back for another episode of No Ma'am. I'm Will, and I'm joined by my podcast co-host in chaos.
Johnny, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of No Ma'am.
All right, friends, we have officially entered the semifinals of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 10, and that means one thing: it's time to snatch or be snatched. That's right,
Or eat
it's
snatch.
snatch. We're not eating snatch, Giovanni. That's right. It is time for the Snatch Game. Now, you know how we do. If you want to play by play, go check another recap podcast because we're not doing that. We're giving you the juicy bits, the questionable choices, and the unfiltered opinions. And by unfiltered opinions, we mean our unfiltered opinions because we have a lot of them. Okay? So, shall we get into this semifinal lineup?
Yes.
All right, so back in the workroom, we've got from bracket one, Aja, Bosco, and Irene the Alien. From bracket two, we have Georges, Mistress Isabel Brooks, and Lydia Butthole Collins. And from bracket three, we have Ginger Minge, Daya Betty, and Miss Cuckoo herself, Cynthia Lee Fontaine. Now, some strong queens, as we know, right, from the first two brackets, even bracket three, some confusing bracket math, and by that I mean like some NVQ points came into place, which pushed people into the semifinals, and we had some NVQ drama, which played a part in the bracket two selections. So, what did you think of the entrance looks? Any one of those queens like came and stood out to you for like anything?
I think they were all, for the most part, pretty good. Like you could definitely see some elevation. Thinking about like Cynthia. I still think the outfit kind of wore her a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think it's better than what she has presented before. I think Mistress was a little bit more on the simple side. Kind of want to see more of her. Was
Hmm.
very on brand for Mistress, but I think coming into the semifinals, I would have loved to see something maybe just bigger. Like I get she was trying to show off the body, live for it, love the weight loss. I just wanted to see maybe like a bigger dress on her.
Okay. I love that you talk about mistress because I wrote some things down about that
Hmm.
exact thought with weight loss because we're gonna talk about it in a few. To me, I thought Bosco ate. I liked the little the checker like the black and white polka dot. I thought Bosco looked great. She couldn't walk in the dress. Either she couldn't walk in the dress or that was intentional. But for some reason, I don't know. But I still like the look, and I like Diabetti. I thought Diabetti looked really great. I've been a fan of Diabetti this whole entire season. I
You
freaking love
have.
me some Diabetti. Like I love Diabetti. Like, oh, FYI. So sidebar, the Diabetti and Acid Betty have a new podcast that everybody needs to go watch. It's called the Petty Betties. And what they do is they read the girls who read them. And so I just want to say thank you to Acid Betty and Diabetti for reading Giovanni and myself. Like we cannot wait for you to read us on our recaps. So please, we can take it. We're big girls over here. But I really just want to I thank you. I'm so excited. I've never been so excited. Like, I literally posted, no, it's so funny because I posted it on the No Man podcast, like our Instagram page, and I was like, please, this is our like critiques. So read us down. I want you to read us down.
If oh my God, if they do, I'm a fully buy a shirt that says the Betties read me or something like that. Read by the Betties on this day or something like that. I would love to be read by Daya and Acid.
Listen, who wouldn't want to be read by Acid Betty and Diabetti? Yes, read us down, girls, please. But no, all jokes aside, make sure you go shout out, like, and you go watch that podcast because it's really funny to see both of them together. I think it's great. I thought both of them on bracket three was an amazing choice to put both of them together. I think they humanize each other. Great. But with that being said, there has been some glow ups from the regular round to the semifinal rounds, right? So we have Ginger, and we said about this on our previous episode recap that we can't wait to see the semifinals so that we can see Ginger's weight loss journey. Like for her to go from like being the old Ginger Minge that we knew to now this newfound Ginger Minge with the weight loss. And listen, she has been very open and transparent about her, I think, using a form of Ozempic. I'm not sure what exact medication she was using, but she said it, right? This is not shade to her. This is not, she's been open and transparent, and she said, listen, she's done it. I think that's great. And then Jamani actually earlier hinted upon, Mistress and her weight loss journey. And I do want to talk about that because I think it's a transformative moment for Mistress because we did get to see a human side of her. And I know I text you, I was like, bitch, Mistress has
Crying.
feelings.
She was crying. I
There
not
was no tears, but she was crying.
she
There was no
a tear,
tears.
didn't she? Almost,
There was no
almost,
tears. There was no
almost.
tears.
Her voice cracked.
We got it. Well, we got emotion. which is great.
Yes, yes. I love that for Mistress. She's always been one of my favorites ever since her original season. And I love that we got this reminder that yes, she's a villain, which she does on purpose, but that there's like an actual human being behind that. So all the hate that she gets from fans online, like it's unwarranted because at the end of the day, she's giving you what you want. Without her,
So,
it would have been boring as hell. Without her,
so
you season two would have not season two. Bracket two would have been like bracket three, and people would have been complaining that the whole season is boring. But no, instead we got like actual drama. But then you get mad when you get that. It makes no sense to me. But if she was a skinny white little twink, they would have been living for her.
yes. Love that. I think that makes total sense, which is why we loved bracket two because mistress, and then we kind of graded bracket three on the bracket two curve. So yes,
Mhm.
and that's why bracket three got all of the shade because we were like, oh, what the hell is happening? It's kumbaya sessions. But what I wanted to talk about was the edit that they was giving mistress and slightly Ginger's weight loss. And to me, it was giving you have to shrink to win. And
Which
I
you
don't
absolutely
think
did
they
not.
right, and I don't think they meant it that way. But the way they was editing and making it seem like, oh, now they have instead of making it the message around health and confidence and framing it around that, right? Like being able to say, you know what, listen, all that weight, like now I feel like a new person. That piece, they kind of was bringing it into where it's like, oh no, they felt like they had to because that's the only way for them to be like received well.
Mhm. I see that. And that should absolutely not be the message. And I hope if somebody that was watching thought that that was the message, like, oh, I have to lose weight in order to achieve whatever I want to achieve or to be deemed beautiful. That is absolutely not the case. It should absolutely be done because you want to feel better about yourself for whatever reason, because everybody's
Yeah,
weight loss journey is different. But I do love that we get to see them in this new light, most of them, and that they are. You could tell that they're like glowing now, especially Ginger. Like she's so happy about her weight
yeah.
loss, and I live for that.
Yeah, right. And I wanted them to talk about them losing weight because they wanted to lose weight, not because they felt like they had to. And especially in the gay community, right? There is fat phobia. You know, no fats, no
No.
femmes. It's a real thing, right? And I think I just didn't like the way Drag Race framed that discussion. I think it could have been better. I don't think it was out of, I don't think, oh, with malice, but I think especially for those people who may have problems with weight, who may struggle, right? They may yo-yo up and down. I don't want them to feel like Ginger is only in the top now, or Ginger's doing amazing and she wants to look really sexy because she lost weight. And I got that from a lot of the edits
Mhm.
because those were the pieces that they kept putting in. Was like, oh, now I'm a sexy side. I can show my legs now, all this stuff. And to me, it's like you could have showed your legs before. There was nothing wrong
Yeah,
with you.
exactly that. I also do love the different. They went about it different ways. Like like you said, Ginger has been very open about the fact that yes, maybe she did get some medical help. Mistress has been very vocal about like, no, I did this with, just watching what I eat and pure exercise because it shows people that there are different ways to do it. I don't want to say there isn't a wrong way to do it because it definitely is. But I love that they're showing alternative ways to do it and that everybody's different. And we shouldn't
Yeah,
judge people
right. Because
based
we
on how
got
they do
the
it, unless it is actually really something unhealthy. Guys, if you're trying to lose weight, definitely do it the healthy way. Don't do something
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But everybody's different, and everybody has to lose weight differently.
Yeah, because if you think of it, if you go back to bracket one, we got the same story with Deja, and Deja said how she lost weight and she had to
And
go and she went on the
and
knife
she
and
almost
she
died.
almost died, right? And so it bothers me because it's like there is going to be some queens out there who feel right in order to get to be successful on Drag Race, you have to be like skinny, and I do not want that narrative to play
No,
out because that is not true.
yeah, I agree.
And so I just didn't like the way it was framed. I think the conversation should have been framed like more health, more confidence, more owning the skin that you're in. You're doing this for you, right? Not because you want to see like being big was a barrier to drag race success. And I don't want anyone who's watching, who's listening, who's looking at that, thinking that, oh, you have to lose weight in order to be successful for drag race. Because a big girl still needs to win RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah, we haven't had one since what now, Lip Young? Oh no,
Yeah,
wait, Lawrence Chaney. My bad.
a big girl still needs to win an American season of Drag Race. Like,
That
it still needs to happen. Like, somebody needs to break that barrier to let these little skinny bitches know that in a room full of skinny bitches be big. And that's okay, right? Like, There's no shade to the skinny bitches, but we need the representation. We need to see that. People need to see that. I don't know how many times we've been at room parties where people's like, oh my God, thank you two for having a podcast because you two feel like two people we can kiki with and we needed that, right? Like we are doing that for representation. We didn't know that we was gonna be this for somebody else.
Yeah.
Like we just
That
thought we
like
was gonna be here and talk shit. Like
that no, but I mean like real talk, like it does feel amazing and I feel like it's very validating. Not that we're necessarily doing this for attention or for views or for whatever, but it's very validating when people that look like us come up to us and they feel like they can just have a kiki. I love that. Because we absolutely can. We absolutely
yes.
can. I live
Right.
for
And
that.
so we did that for representation. And I think that needs to be, I don't know how many people that we've talked to, they're like, you know what, I came out because of Drag Race. Drag Race made me feel comfortable. And so I want everyone to feel, right, like they can be on RuPaul's Drag Race. And I don't want them to think that, oh, they were big on one season and they come back to All Stars and they had to lose weight for them to be successful. And I just think that going back to the drawing board, sometimes with storylines or just how they do the edits, they just have to be really mindful with that because there was some discourse. Like I did see people on Twitter saying that, and I'm like, oh, so you felt that too? Like when
Mhm.
I first watched it, I said this is an amazing story, and then when I watched it again, I said they need to watch how they like put that together.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyway, that was what I wanted to talk about. I thought that was a really big moment. I just needed to say something. Now let's get on to the Snatch Game. Okay, so we all know Snatch Game is a make or break challenge for RuPaul's Drag Race. It is a legendary challenge in its own right, right? It is where improv meets illusion and chaos is always invited. So let us give you a queen to character rundown. We have Bosco as Kenny Carr. We have Georges as Pitbull. We have Diabetti as Jane Lynch. We have Cynthia Lee Fontaine as Dracula. Yeah. We have Irene the Alien as Zaza Gabor. We have Aja as Cookie Tookie. We have Ginger Minge as Reba McIntyre. And we have Mistress Isabel Brooks as Natalie Lunn. Oh my God, I think I'm missing one. And then we have Lydia Butthole Collins. Oh my God, what the fuck was his name?
Pete Burns. Pete Burns.
Pete Burns. Yes, you spin my listen, Pete, you spin me round and round. I had no idea. Yes,
Plus the
I'm looking at my notes and I'm
no.
like, I'm missing Pete Burns. I really wanted to call him David Lynch. I don't know why, but that's what I got in my head. But that's not who he was.
Not David Lynch, girl. How you confuse
No,
David Lynch and Pete Burns?
I don't know, but that's what I got in my head.
Not you getting the
Just a
Brits mixed
cocktail
up.
weenie. It's a cocktail weenie. I just thought, let's go. That's what I thought. I don't know. I don't know why, but that's what I thought in my head. But anyways, now, no shade. But the wild card here is that only Ginger Minge has ever won Snatch Game.
Yeah.
And she's done it twice.
Yeah, no,
And she's
honestly,
won twice.
yeah. Honestly, based on the queens that we had, I was not excited for this. Because a lot of the queens are from season 14, which everyone knows is like the worst Snatch Game ever. So I wasn't particularly excited for this challenge, but I mean, it wasn't the worst, but it was not the best either. I think it was very like straight in the middle. I don't think anybody did particularly. No, that's a lie. Somebody did do horrible. But I don't think it's the worst Snatch Game we've had.
No, I think as a whole, it was not bad, but that's because of the edit. I think this edit helped this Snatch Game be funny.
Yeah, no, but there was definitely some moments where even besides that, like I just laughed. Like there was definitely some moments I really chuckled.
Yeah, but you laughed at the wrong reasons, I'm sure, because I laughed at the wrong reasons.
I don't know. See, my personal favorite, which I know she didn't do the best, but it was Lydia B. Collins. Like her Pete Burns was everything to me. Like I cannot stop saying bust a pussy nut with my finger in your butt. Like ever since then, like I cannot stop saying that. That was just so good to me. And the fact that it's a RuPaul lyric, and I don't think she realized it was her own lyric she was saying. But I lived for that. Like bust a pussy nut with my finger in your butt. Like I love that.
Yeah, my favorite was Funk. And then Rue was like, oh, it means like, a pep.
Rue, I
She's
thought it
like,
meant
no, Rue, it
jizz.
meant sperm.
No, she said I thought it meant jizz.
This is so fun.
I don't think she should have been the bottom.
If it was the okay, wait, because we're jumping
Like
ahead,
but
but that was
okay,
spoiler alert. She was in the bottom,
sorry.
but like it was a weird bottom because she wasn't bad.
No, I thought she was one of my favorites. I thought she was gonna be in the top. I think she should have been in the top.
Yeah, or at least top three. But the fact that she
That,
was
that,
bottom four
that.
was weird. Like that was crazy to me. But I was like, okay. But there was some standouts. I have to say, Ginger as Reba. Ginger crushed it. We knew that she was, but like Ginger took Reba McEntire to a different level that I was not expecting. And I think that twist, she said, yes, Rue, I'm a single mom and I work two jobs. Yeah, and she's a phone sex operator.
That
Who
that
would have
had I had
thought
to pause.
that?
I had to pause it because I could not stop laughing when she was like, what did Ruth say?" She's like, "What is it, like an call operator or something?" Like, "No, Ruth, it's phone sex." I died.
Yes.
I died. She was so funny.
She then Rue said, Reba, you a jack of all trades. She's like, well, I sure have jacks of all trades. And I'm like, what? Like,
Yes.
that is so good.
I feel like she would have been even better had she had more queens to volley off of in the cast because nobody could keep
Absolutely.
up with her. Nobody could keep
Absolutely.
up with her except Rue. And that's the only time we got those really funny moments is when her and Rue went back and forth. I think had she had that with maybe the
Yeah,
queens that were next to her, I think people would have loved her even more. I think, and then I think it would have been undeniable that she absolutely deserved that win.
correct. I think the one queen that tried was Bosco because Bosco was like, you should write a song about that. And Rue was like, I think you have, right? Isn't it called like Fancy? And she was like, how did you know? Like, that is so good.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's yes, and that's improv. That's what Snatch Game is all about. You may go into Snatch Game with a fully realized character, and then Rue may throw you a curveball, but you still just need to be able to volley and go back and forth and pick up on what Rue is putting down. And I
Yeah.
think
And she absolutely
sometimes
did that.
that's what these queens get. Yeah, I think sometimes that's what these queens get confused with is because they just come in with a character and they stay in character, which is great because we don't need you flipping out of character, going out of character. But they don't know how to like volley.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
And
I think that's kind of what happened with Aja's Cookie Tookie. I love the intention. I thought the intention was great. But this is the second time Aja has given us a black trans icon on RuPaul's Drag Race. First it was with Crystal LaBeija, now it's with Cookie Tookie. I love that. Aja, keep doing it. We love that for the culture, the representation. Amazing. I just think where it fell short, there was no nuance. So Ru doesn't know who Cookie Tookie is. So you have to
I don't
bring
know.
Ru in, and Aja wasn't able to bring her in.
I
So if he
thought
wasn't from Philly, if he wasn't in the ballroom scene, if he wasn't a trans like icon, you're not gonna know who Cookie Tookie is, and that's okay because we can still educate you on who Cookie Tookie is. But we need the nuances, we need the highs, we need the lows.
I didn't think she was that bad. I kind of enjoyed it.
She
Was
wasn't.
she
No,
was she the best? No. Was it bad? Also no. I thought it was.
true. But can we talk about someone who had potential but shit the
What are you
bed?
talking? Huh?
So can we talk about somebody who had potential and the character had potential to be good, but they shit the bed, child?
Talk about Dracula?
Cynthia Lee Fontaine and that
Okay, yeah.
Dracula.
I
Dracula. Yeah.
Here is my as well says hot take. If Lexi Love was in the top for that so bad it was good Snatch Game, Cynthia should have been in the top for this because there was no redeeming quality about Lexi's. But Dracula had a couple jokes in there. That makeup was atrocious. That makeup was horrible. I hated that makeup. But she had some funny moments. Like when Rue was like, "What was your previous job?" and she said phlebotomist. I thought that was so funny.
Yes.
I
Like
thought that was a
there
so
was
bad it's
elements
good.
in that.
Yeah, I thought that was a so bad it's good. I think that deserves to be in the top more than Lexi did on season 17.
But I think what where Cynthia fell short was my ring. That made no sense.
That made no sense at all.
What's that? And when she was like, what part of Transylvania she's from, she's like, all of it. Bitch should have said Florida. She could have said Puerto Rico. She could have said my house.
My
She could have
house.
said my castle. Like when they asked Adele, Adele, what part of England you from?
My
Adele said, my
house.
house, because she's from her house, right? Like she could have said that, right? She could have played on it when she was like, oh, like how do you keep looking young? And Cynthia said Botox. That was funny because
That was
nobody's
funny.
expecting her to. We thought she was going to say blood, and she said Botox. So there was potential there. They
Yeah.
need to stay on the potential.
Yeah. I don't think she should have been bottom two though. Spoiler, but I don't think she should have been bottom.
Now her teeth fell, when her tooth fell out, she said, "Oh my god!" They should be like,
Haven't
"Oh,
seen the
why fair?" She's like,
dentist.
"Well, I should have drank some milk."
No,
I haven't
no,
seen a dentist or something.
that's what she said.
No, she didn't say that. She said she didn't have. Oh,
I'm
did she?
pretty sure she said I haven't. That's what you get for not seeing a dentist in
Maybe.
like 500 years or something like that. She said something along those lines.
Oh, I think it was delivery that was kind of like it just didn't land. It didn't
Yeah.
land. It didn't. So
Yeah.
yeah. Then she said hemorrhoids. She's like, "You want hemorrhoids?" That was weird. That didn't land either. Poor thing. Dracula did have potential though.
I think she also could have made a joke
And then
about what's his name, Nosferatu, being like that bitch is copying me or something. That would have been funny.
Or like her name is Alucard, like her drag name is Alucard, which is Dracula backwards. Her name could have been
I
Alucard.
know.
That could have been her actual name. Alucard. Anyways, but then we had Natalie Nunn right on it, which I think again that's a choice. Rue don't know that girl. Rue don't watch Bad Girls Club. She
No,
don't
not
know.
at all. No, not at
Mistress
all.
tried, but Rue don't know the thing. So just a pro tip when you're going on Drag Race, make sure you don't have to have an older character, but make sure you do have a character in which you can like interchange. Have some backups. Know that Rue is technically the main judge, and that's who you need to make laugh. So you just want to be mindful that in order for you to volley with her, she should know a few of your jokes so
I
that it's easy for you to have a conversation.
Speaking of Natalie Nunn, that chin prosthetic pissed me off so much. But I get it. Prosthetics are really hard to pull off. They really are, especially to make it match your skin tone. But it was just so obviously a prosthetic that it really took me out of the illusion that she was trying to sell. Or maybe, who knows? Maybe she did it on purpose to make fun of her. I don't know. But I really did not like it.
She looked like Natalie Nunn.
But it was the fact that
She looked like Natalie Nunn.
it didn't match her foundation. That's what
Because
pissed me
it
off.
doesn't.
So again, I
Because
don't know anything about Natalie Nunn.
it doesn't match Natalie's foundation either.
Is that
That's why I
really what
said
she?
she looks just like Natalie Nunn.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yes, she looks like Natalie Nunn. You over there talking about the
Does
prosthesis?
she
Like
really look like
no,
that? Why she look like that?
there's questionable Natalie. There's questionable
I'm
Natalie
looking this
Nunn
bitch up.
moments where yes, yeah, there's questionable moments
Oh,
where she's like when she's really good, and there's questionable moments where Natalie is not so much. We love her, but there's some moments where she's like, yeah, no. But can we talk about the runway? The runway character is Tear Me Suit. Essentially, it's a tearaway look, right? So they kind of show with the suit first and then tear away into something else. I thought it was great because it was a play on tiramisu, which I really like tiramisu, but I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't really eat it. But I still try.
I love tiramisu when it's done well. When it's done well. I hate when they use sponge cake
Okay,
on a
mascarpone.
tiramisu. It absolutely has to be mascarpone, not cream cheese or whatever else
I
they're
know, that's what I
using.
said. Okay, mascarpone. Okay. I know, but I can't have it because it's dairy. But anywho. All right, so let's get into Bosco. What did you give Bosco's look?
Hold up, I have to remember what Bosco's look was. Bosco's look was I'd give it a meh. I just expected more from the reveal. Like I feel like it really, for me, it felt like it kind of revealed into the same look, honestly. Like it wasn't such a huge difference between what she was wearing on top than what she was wearing in the bottom. I wanted to
Mhm.
be like, oh my God, wait, that's what was underneath. And I didn't really get that. I think she looked beautiful. I enjoyed the wig, I enjoyed the color scheme, and I enjoyed the fabric choices. But I think the final look and the initial look were too similar for my liking.
I mean, I gave Bosco a yes, ma'am. I thought it was very Vivian Westwood, and I liked that. I
Yeah,
liked the dramatic wig, and I also thought it was a seamless reveal too. It was safe, which I'm not mad because sometimes when you do tearaways, it gets a little clunky. So I'd rather be on the safe side than
yeah, and I think we definitely got some clunky ones this episode.
this is true. Next up, we have Georges. I gave Georges an over. I thought both pieces was super strong. I liked the suit and the dress. I thought they both ate. I thought it was a different silhouette from Georges because for a change, girl is not just in a bra and a panty or like a leotard. I'm like, growth. I love that. Thank you. Also, shout out to our good sis, Jeffrey motherfucking Kelly, because Jeffrey Kelly made this fucking look and this shit is everything. So if nobody else gives Jeffrey a shout out, you know the bitches that know me, I'm gonna give Jeffrey a shout out. So shout out to Jeffrey.
No, this look was absolutely amazing. It wasn't over for me too. I love this color scheme on George's. This color scheme was amazing. I love the fit of the suit because George's is so tiny. This very could have this could have this very easily could have swallowed her up, but I don't think it did. I love how she presented her on the runway. She was kind of giving like butch lesbian. And then she revealed it. I loved the small detailing on this. I love like all the jewelry on it. I love the hair, like the double like braids. I love it. It wasn't over for me too. It
So next up we had Diabetti. What did you give Diabetti?
was a meh. I think compared to some of the other girls, this was very like simple. It was safe. It wasn't bad at all. I just wanted more from Diabetic.
I give it a yes, ma'am. I like the concept. I thought the concept was very clear. I got it from like start to finish. I thought it was different. It was very like edgy and punk, right? And she stayed on that kind of motif. I like the little sweat like
I don't like
spots. I
it.
thought that was cute with the glitter. And then Listen, the booty reveal, I was like, yes. Which, the last time we had a booty reveal, I was traumatized because Acacia forgot she'd never had her hairy ass in my fucking face like that. And so I'm not even gonna go because I still have PTSD. This one was different because Dias was smooth and I like that.
We need to unpack that. But I did not like how bulky the original looked, like the first look looked. Like you could tell it was a reveal, and I did not like that.
I guess I shouldn't say this, but shout out to Jeffrey Kelly for making this too.
Jeffrey, I love you, but I didn't love this. Ooh. The
Just
other look though,
saying. Shout out to
amazing.
Jeffrey Kelly. All right. So next we have Cynthia Lee Fontaine. I gave this a no, ma'am. I blinked and it was gone.
I mean, no, ma'am. I think it had potential. I adore this color scheme. I think she went very literal with the tiramisu prompt, which I'm fine with. I love the fabric underneath it. I love all the fabric choices in the color scheme. I just thought it ate her up, especially that original one. It was way too bulky. Again, you could tell that it was a reveal, too huge. I didn't really like that, but it had potential. But overall, no, ma'am.
All right. Next up, we had Irene the Alien. I gave Irene a yes, ma'am. I liked it. I liked the transformation. I thought it was very different. I liked that she came out with like Irene Debra first, and then she transformed into the alien. I would have gave this maybe a higher, maybe an over, but what I did not like was the thing got caught on the little wing, and it just bothered me for like 2.5.
I loved it. I gave it an over because I love that mask. Obviously, you could tell it was a mask. Everybody saw that coming from a mile away. But I still loved it. And I love how different the two looks were, but also how on brand it was for her. Like, this truly gave me Irene the Alien. I loved it. I love both the initial look and the reveal. I thought she looked amazing.
Okay. And then next we had Aja. Did you give Aja?
I appreciate what
Okay.
she was trying to do. One of my biggest dislikes with this runway was that I
Hmm.
felt like she took off that suit too early. Like she was
Same.
like halfway down and she started pulling it off. I'm like, no, I need to see what that was. And I didn't feel like we got enough of that suit to really appreciate what was underneath. Obviously, when she took it off
Same.
and you realize, oh, she was a cocoon, I'm like, okay, I get it. But I wish we would have been able to see that the cocoon more so that we could understand what she was trying to do before she even did it.
Same. I 100% agree. I gave it a soft ma'am because of that. I thought the butterfly dress was cute, but the tearaway was clunky, and I think it took too long.
That, yeah, I agree with that.
All right. Next, we had Lydia. What did you think of Lydia Butthole Collins?
No, ma'am. I'm sorry. It, it was very simple, especially compared to some of these other girls. Like again, with like Aja, even though I didn't quite like the reveal, the final dress, was very intricate. It had a lot of like uh small detailing on it, which was beautiful. Same with Georges. Irene, had a lot of like stones on it and everything. This, it was just a blue dress. It was just a very simple blue dress. And I didn't like the suit either. It was just very basic.
Well, fuck my critiques. I
So
gave
if you
this an
say over,
over. I gave it an over. I fucking loved it. First of all, pants to a dress, that's impressive. It was also very clean and it was impactful. She served. I'm sorry. She did. She was the only one that had pants that went into a dress. You
technically,
know how hard that is?
technically, didn't Cynthia have pants?
Who was that?
Cynthia Lee Fontaine.
Oh, I know who it is. Yeah. Anyways, I knew who it was. No shade to something. I love Cuckoo. But like that look was not good.
It wasn't, but she had pants.
But I think Lydia's was much cleaner.
It
They give
was.
that
It definitely was. But I just
stupid
think the
ass
fi
they give that stupid ass critique of like the dress was wrinkled and it should have been steamed. Bitch, it was in a fucking reveal.
so were all the other looks. None of them were wrinkled.
Fuck Lydia's drag, I see.
I mean, no. I have enjoyed Lydia this season. I forgot what I was about to say.
Anyway,
Next.
let's move on. So, Ginger. What did you think of Ginger Minch?
Overall, it's a yes, ma'am. I was not a huge fan of the initial look. Way too bulky. I mean,
Agreed.
it's a critique I've had with some of the other girls, but I do really enjoy that the final look she had on. It reminded me a lot of like Madonna in her VMA's performance. I thought she looked great. I thought she was beautiful, and it was a great way to show off her new body.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it a yes, ma'am. I said the same thing about the overcoat. I did not like it, but I thought the wedding gown, I thought that reveal was cute. I like her legs. I like that, she was like, oh my gosh, it was the sexiest side of Ginger. I think that's great. Show off the weight loss. Go ahead. It's a yes, ma'am for me. And then last but not least, we have Mistress Isabel Brooks. What did we think? You can say it. You can say it.
No, no.
You can say it. You have to, because if you say anything other than that,
I know that I'm gonna
it's
be
a lie.
hypocrite. Yeah, and I'm be hypocritical, and I'm not gonna do that.
Yes.
It's a no, ma'am.
Oh, fully. 100%.
I do actually enjoy what the look ended up being, but I don't think it was enough to remedy how horrible that initial look was because that was like such a misshapen body. And I get what she was trying to do. Same thing with Ginger. Like, hey, look at me, here's my new body. Like, it looked so unnatural. It looked so like party city clearance rack. Like, I don't know. I just did not like the initial look, and I don't think the final look was enough to save it.
The fat suit did not hit the mark at all. It was very gimmicky. I didn't like that her legs were still swollen at the end when she did the fat suit. So it took the dress, and I was like, well, whoa, this is not as clean as a Mistress Isabel look. And I'm like, yeah, no. And so I didn't like it at all. And I was like, why did Mistress decide to do that for that? No. And it wasn't even a tearaway.
It was not a tearaway,
It was a
no.
it was a spin away. It wasn't a tearaway. So
It was like a fold away.
anyways, it really was. All right, so who's topping and who's flopping? So we find out that the top two is Georges and Ginger Minge. And then we don't have a top three. We have a bottom four, which is Aja, Cynthia, Lydia, and Mistress. But here's the semifinal twist, right? Ru picks a winner, and the bottom two have to lip sync for their lives. And then we find out that Ginger wins the challenge, making her the only queen in history to win Snatch Game 3 times, which is a drag race record. And then we have Mistress and Cynthia are in the bottom. Did you agree?
No, like I said, I don't think Cynthia should win the bottom. I
So
think
if Cynthia wasn't in the bottom, who would have replaced Cynthia?
controversial take, Bosco.
Well, that is very controversial because
Yeah.
Bosco's in top. Bosco,
But
that's very controversial. You didn't like Kenny Carr?
I liked it to some extent. Like when she did that, like I love that. Anything else after that, I was like, this is not it. I feel like she should have just stuck
Interesting.
to one specific. Like I get what she was trying to do, of picking Kenny Carr so she could like use her to do impressions of different people. I think I would have liked it better if she had just done like one person.
Interesting. Thought she would have been the same Diabetti. Not that Diabetti was bad, but because the edit only made it seem like Di only had like 3 jokes.
I don't
It
think
wasn't
Diabetes was
anything
bad.
Diet.
It was very
It
Jane
was just
Lynch.
like
I think she could have gone a little further, but like I also don't
she
think.
looked exactly like Jane
Oh
Lynch.
yeah, fully.
Like it was scary how much she looked like Jane
Yeah,
Lynch.
yeah, no, I agree. But also, like, I don't think Aja was as bad as the judges made her out to be.
You mean the edit? Because it wasn't the judges, it was the
Well,
edit.
yeah,
The
that.
edit made her seem pretty bad.
Same with Lydia. I thought Lydia should have been the top, actually. Top three. Like, I loved her
Yeah, Lily was
peepers.
good. I thought Irene was good too.
Irene wasn't bad. Her Jaja was pretty funny. So again, I
She
like,
said for the poor.
and
For the
she
poor.
threw the boa. That was everything.
Yes. Just keep on it.
But again, just for my personal preference, like Bosco was like one of my
Yeah.
least favorites. I think the
Okay.
only
No, I
like
mean that's
clear bottom was like Mistress, honestly.
correct. And then the way the edit made it seem like there were some moments where Cynthia got like this random edit where it was like, oh, she's bombing, even though she really wasn't, but we got to see like, okay, cool. They're putting Cynthia in the bottom with Mistress.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about this lip sync. So they perform a cappella, or the a cappella version of Who's Zooming Who by Aretha Franklin. Yes, a cappella, no beat, just breath and hope. Mistress did okay. Cynthia looked like she was lip syncing to an entirely different
They
song.
didn't know the words.
And that edit, that it's something about Cynthia's bottom lip because she do like this or like whatever, and it make it seem like she does not know the words, even though sometimes she may know the words. This instance, she know the word. But also something felt off with the edit of the lip sync. Am I the only one that felt that way? Did you feel that way? It felt really awkward.
Agree. I don't know. Maybe it was the fact that it was a cappella. I don't know what it was. I don't. I think Mistress did
Maybe.
pretty good. Was it my favorite lip sync of all time? No, not really.
No,
But I appreciate that
it
they're trying to do
wasn't.
something
Yeah,
different.
yeah. Acapella was a choice though.
Acapella was a fucking choice. So,
That was a choice. Acapella was a choice.
yeah.
But in the end, Mistress, she survives, and Cynthia is the first queen eliminated in the semifinal round. But it's not over. She may be able to be chosen as the wild card queen in the finale for the lip sync SmackDown, which I think is good, right? Obviously, they can come back to the finale. I also saw some shade because they were like, "Oh well, Cynthia got all the MVQ points, and then she got eliminated first, so they should have just gave the Denali should have been the one to be in the semifinals because Denali probably would have gotten eliminated first."
Oh, actually, no. She did have a really good snatch game.
Yeah, she was Jonathan Van Ness, and she
Yeah,
won.
she won.
She did. She won the Snatch Game. She surely did.
I remember it being really good. I just don't remember. Okay.
Yeah, she won.
Like, what was that one
That was
line
the
she
Fashion Year
said?
episode. Remember when they had that
What was that
Power
one?
Drills, honey?
No.
She said Power Drills are on our like
Power Drills
something.
are
Power
online. No,
Drills.
there was another one, which was like a beer that what was it? Oh yes, there was that one. A
But
beer that
yes,
says like Power Drills are online, but also like hold me in your arms or something. Yes, that one. That one.
yes, hold me gentle. Like
Yes.
yes, yeah, yeah. She
Yes.
was cute. with her little brush, and she was giving Jonathan Van Ness.
It
She did. She
was.
was really good. I remember that runway because that runway was the Fascinator runway. It was
Is
where they
that
had like the things. That's when Utica and was it Utica
is
and no. Yes, Utica and what's her face? What's her face?
Tina?
What's her face? Elliot with two T's were in the bottom. And Utica, that was the first time Utica lip sync, and Utica was living. Everybody was living for Utica because she was feeling herself.
Was that the runway that
Yeah, that's
Denali
what
was like
Utica.
the Black Widow?
No, she had the diner like waitress outfit on. It was the Fascinator episode.
I don't remember.
So you
Either
know,
way,
Fascinator, the little thing in the hand. Anyways, friends, that was our recap. So drop in the comments. What did you think of episode 10? What did you think of the Snatch Game? Who snatched? Who flopped? And who's your pick to win it all? Sign off in the comments. You know we live for your opinions. And don't forget to follow us on whatever platform you listen to us. Leave us a 5-star rating. DM us your favorite moment or tag us in your story, whatever comes first. And as always, this is No Ma'am, where real talk meets legendary energy. Until next time, friends.